I just came across a really old video that was my first attempt at a vlog. I recorded it about 2 years ago. I just graduated college and got my first professional job, and I'm deciding to share it with you anyway because there's a lot of really good stuff in there about the origin of my channel as well as a lot of stuff I'm doing now. I touched briefly on mostly it's about the closure of Maxis. That's what was happening at the time. Maxis, which has been under the blanket of EA for a long time, had just closed, and I was a little salty about it. So alright guys, without further ado, here's a vlog recorded almost 2 years ago.
What's going on, guys? Critical Failure here. I thought I'd vlog a little bit over the weekend. Let's talk about some things that are changing. First and foremost, this is very different. So why am I doing this? Well, I started working recently professionally, and one of the reasons why I'd been leery to show my face on camera is because of the permanence of the internet. You put videos out, and if people see them and like them, if anybody downloads anything, then you never get it back. So companies now, when you go look for a job, they look you up. So if you're gonna make videos on the internet, you better be sure what's out there you're okay with. Well, now that I'm older now, I'm working professionally. While I was looking for a job, Tiger Claw TV was on my resume. My internship, I had an internship 2 years ago, and they picked me up. What got me in the door was my DOSBox tutorial video. So then I got an internship making tutorials, like internal memorandum, which was great. So just to be clear, if you're young and you're making videos, just be careful because they don't always go away. You can't always just erase them. A good example would be Ultra Nico. Do you guys remember her? She ran a series for a long time, and for whatever reason, in the end, when she decided to pull out and didn't want to do it anymore, she tried to erase all her videos, but because she was popular, they had all been downloaded by fans, and somebody made an entirely new channel just of re-uploads of her. So, an example of not being able to just take them down or get them back. So, just something to bear in mind. So, now that I'm at this point in my life, I'm like, hey, here I am. And I'm doing vlogs is something I've really wanted to do, so it's kind of nice to do that. So let's talk. First things first, Maxis has shut down. This happened, I got the news while I was at work. I read that, I don't have the details in front of me, but essentially, Maxis opened in the 80s, in like 87 or 88, and then in the 90s they were acquired by Electronic Arts, like 97, 98, so like, we'll call it 10 years after they opened their doors, and now they're being closed. Okay, so if you don't know who Maxis is, SimCity and The Sims, the creators of The Sims series. But back in the early days, I remember in about 2000 when my older brother got a new computer, I was going to GameStop weekly and buying CD-based games, and I remember there was always Sim games there. The Streets of SimCity, which was a really cool game. It took your SimCity 2000 maps, and it would create 3D drivable environments, and it was a car combat game that worked on the roads of your SimCity 2000 map. So you play SimCity, then you port your save over, and then you could blow cars up behind the wheel. I think there was a helicopter game that worked similarly, but I never played that. Anyway, Maxis did a lot of things. It was usually Sim something, but Maxis did a lot of stuff. My wife and I were both on board with the new SimCity game. We pre-ordered it, and it came out, and I mean, you guys know what happened there. So there's some speculation that this is because of all the problems with the new SimCity game, and the irony is that Electronic Arts imposed all these crazy things like the always online, and before the game came out, there were Q&As where they were like, we're going to make this game moddable. And then of course Electronic Arts and their DLC business model, it just was. SimCity was a disaster. It really was. But anyway, the great irony would be all the problems with SimCity were imposed from Electronic Arts, and thus Electronic Arts closes Maxis based on the failures that they caused. Anyway, that is a speculation that I've heard from more than one YouTube channel. But the reason why I'm bringing this Maxis thing up was because that was a company that made games that got played and liked over here by a lot of people. But specifically the older guys on YouTube are the ones I hear talking about this. And I'm one of the older guys. So I don't know. I don't know what else to say. The guys aren't dead. Will Wright's still alive. So here's hoping. I don't know what to do. Maybe he'll start. Maybe he'll go the way of Kinji Inafune and do a Kickstarter for a similar SimCity type game, but call it something else. Who knows? I know SimCity 4. I don't know the year that came out, but SimCity 4 was an amazing, amazing game. I hear people rattling off the Maxis titles they liked. SimCity 4 was good. So if you guys are kind of missing Maxis now and you haven't got around to playing that one's good. You're talking about a modability on the scale of like Doom 2. Maybe not quite that. Maybe that's reaching, but a lot of mods out for it. That's an old school modability type game. So we liked that in my house a lot. So Maxis shut down, and that's that. It's sad, and it's also what everyone's talking about right now. So I don't know. I don't know what else to say about that, except that's what happens. Companies are born, they invent, and they die, and the programmers move on. I will say that if Maxis lived, then I don't know. Maybe we would have seen it dissipate and become a shell of its former self anyway. So I'm not sure which I prefer more. But whatever. I don't know. I want to get off that subject because it's really bleak. Personal news, or I guess not personal news, but technical TV news. My Double Dragon video, the PC version of Double Dragon video that I made, which is my most viewed video right now, just crossed 10,000 views. So I've never had a video do that before. So thanks to everybody who's watching. If you haven't seen it, it's a good video. I made that during my RetroWare TV run. I can't even remember when that was. 2011, maybe 2010. I had a 13 episode run as like a side group of video makers there, and that was one of the ones I did either during that time or just before that time. So good stuff. And that's it for my little weekend vlog. Oh, one more thing. Monday Night Morrowind, which is by a long shot my worst rated series of videos I've ever made. So why not bring it back? The reality is I just want to play Morrowind a lot. And I also want to keep the channel active, so it makes sense to do something like this. For one, I think there's a lot of value in having a series that is out on a regular basis. And number two, despite the numbers being the lowest ever, I also got asked about that series a lot by my friends. So I think in order to maintain a YouTube channel and keep it fun, it's kind of got to be about my friends and myself and also the people who interact with me. So if you watch my videos, I'm certainly glad. I'm certainly so thankful, but I don't know. I'm going to do what I like because I'm not making any money. So whatever. Let me know what you think of the whole vlog thing. It's very, very different for this channel. But this has been open since 2008. It's when Technical TV first launched. 2008. It's been a long time. I've had 2 children since I opened this channel. So, I don't know. It's either going to grow or it's going to die. No third direction. Alright. Thanks a lot for watching, guys.
Rate, comment, subscribe to all the things when you leave the box. In the box, I put the words in the box and say the poop.
See you next time.